All right. Go ahead, Josh.
Morning, Morgan. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. With the new league, Unrivaled, was created by Breanna Stewart and Afisa Collier, you guys are playing against tonight, paying women's basketball players six figures. For someone like you who are on a minimum contract, what are your thoughts on the increase in source of income for women's basketball?
I think it's been a long time coming, I think that this league and these players deserve to be invested in. A lot of us have had to go overseas to kind of get that level of money. And so to be able to get that and be able to stay home and yeah, I think that it's a great opportunity and I'm excited to see what it looks like and the opportunities that it brings for everyone in this league and hopefully it can grow and involve everyone. And I think it's just a great opportunity to really be investing in women's sports and women's basketball specifically, especially with, the increased eyes and obviously increased investors and things that this W season has brought. I think it's perfect timing.
Yeah, you mentioned them staying home. Obviously, the league will be playing in Miami. You playing overseas for a couple of years. What are some hardships of having to travel and play overseas after the season that people may not realize?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people realize that, a lot of us, especially those of us who are, maybe 9, 10, 11, 12 on the roster, we're going overseas and a lot of times we're playing year round. And that can take a toll on your body and on your mind, just never having a break, never having time to step away from the game. And that's like I said, that's kind of the only way that you can get a living wage is if you go overseas. And so, obviously there are some, exciting things that come with it. You get to, travel around Europe and get to enjoy, different cultures and meeting a lot of different people. But, there comes a time when you start missing, important dates, important birthdays, you're missing family events, you're missing, I mean, I've missed every single one of my family's weddings. Like there comes a time when you're missing life events because you can't be in the country, you can't be somewhere where you can be near your family. So I think that that's something that, ideally there comes a point where, players don't have to go overseas in order to get that living wage and in order to be paid what they're worth. And so I think that this new league is a great opportunity, to keep people home and to not force players to play for 12 months out of the year.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how it develops.
yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Josh, if you have any for Shug, you can go ahead.
Yes. We're just talking about the new Unrivaled Basketball League, and sure you played overseas as well. And just when you think about even your teammate Brittany, what she went through, and heard about this new league that Stewie Collier is creating, how much joy does it bring you knowing that there's an alternative for some players to stay home?
It's super exciting. We don't have that many leagues instead of going overseas. I mean, we have AU league that players can stay home and play in, but it's really good that we have another league for players to stay home and not go overseas because sometimes that can be tiring on our bodies. So it's super exciting to see that we have that coming and players are making that move for us. So it's super exciting to see that.
And last question for you, Shug. With 30 players selected, obviously you're a young player in the league. How much does that motivate you to just keep, my bad, with 30 players only being selected for the new Unrivaled League, how much does that motivate you as a young player in the league to just keep growing as a player, to put yourself in the position to capitalize off the growth in women's
Yeah,
basketball?
yeah. Every single day is I continue to work hard. I think all the young players and everybody that's on this team today, we just continue to work hard and give the team everything that we have. And the new leagues that's coming, it continues to motivate us. To continue to do better and be better for our team and for us individually. So I think that with the league coming, I think it's exciting. But every single day, we're still striving to be great. Still striving to work hard every single day, regardless of the expansion or not. But it's super exciting to see and can't wait to see what it brings to our game.
David?
Hi, Morgan. On Wednesday night, you were a plus 12. Is plus minus a stat that you really think about or that the team takes into account or looks at?
Um, I think for me as an individual, especially when you're coming off the bench and providing some of those role player minutes, I think it's pretty important just to be able to, keep the energy high and keep yeah, I mean I do look at the plus minus for when I'm in because sometimes it can be a good indicator about the kind of energy that you brought or the rhythm that the team was in when you were on the floor. So I do think it is indicative at some points. But obviously you can never, be that focused on one stat. But I think what I just try to do is just try to bring the energy and keep the energy high when I'm on the floor, because that's kind of what your role is when you're coming off the bench, is just making sure that we're staying in that rhythm, we're still getting those stops, and bringing some energy plays, maybe some offensive rebounds, getting extra possessions. So I don't focus too much on that stat specifically, but it's the intangible things that you can contribute that tend to help that stat out.
Steven?
Hey, my first question is gonna be for Morgan. So, of course, coming back from overseas late after the season started, and just really integrating yourself with a brand new situation, brand new players, brand new coach. What's been the transition for you, and what maybe has been the thing skill-wise for you that's translated best to this new context for your team-wise?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely have been some challenges, not being able to be here during training camp. I mean, that's the time when you get the most amount of practice, basically throughout the whole season, right? We've been on this road trip and I think we've maybe had like one practice. So yeah, missing all of those practice minutes just means that you kind of have to learn by watching film, learn by, drawing out plays or looking at the playbook, and, by watching and listening. So there's a lot less of being able to go through it yourself, and you have to be a student of the game. And so that's what I've tried to do, the past couple of weeks, having missed everything. And we're starting to get there for sure. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable the more minutes I'm playing. But yeah, I mean, what was the other part of the question?
Oh, the other part was what part of your game do you feel has translated best to the situation?
Yeah, I'm really trying to buy into, the offense that we have is definitely 1 through 4. It's kind of interchangeable. So I'm trying to bring whatever guard skills I've acquired. Last season overseas was the first season I played as a 3. So I kind of worked through a lot of the kinks of being a guard and trying to learn that new position overseas. So I think that that's been a huge help coming here, of just being able to apply what I learned overseas this year into this 1 through 4 interchangeable offense that we've got.
Sorry. Go ahead, Steven.
And I had one quick one for Sug. So looking at the weapons at your disposal with this team, with the spacing, with the principles that Nate has in place with you all, what's maybe the biggest challenge for you in terms of at the helm of everything as a floor general, and what do you feel like is you all's biggest advantage, especially in the half court with the weapons you have?
I think, everything being new and our new offense and everything, I think the adjustment for everybody has just been, we've been taking it one day at a time. It's not going to come when 1 game or 2 games or 7 games in that we're in. But we're just taking it 1 game at a time. And for me as a point guard, I think the biggest adjustment is just adjusting to all the new players and how they play and how I can get them the ball and how we can all play together. I think that's one of the biggest things. And, looking for, my own shots within that situation as well. My passing has been great because we have really great players on this team that can shoot, that can do everything that you could possibly think of. So that's been good. And I forgot the other part of the question.
Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, the other part was just what do you feel what do you feel is like the biggest challenge with everything as far as having so much option wise? Like how do you like condense your options and just kind of you just stay point A to point B with everything?
I don't think there's any challenges with it. I think there's more positive than anything because we can always build off of what we're not doing. So I think one of the biggest challenges is just the offense that we're running and trying to get it together and everybody trying to glue together and work as one. I think that's the biggest challenge with having a new team and new players that's come on this team. But we're taking it 1 day at a time, and I think that we're not looking at it as a challenge, but we're just taking it on day by day, and we're willing to do the work to get to where we want to be.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.